project?
No, I think it's crazy when you sort of look at the scope and the size of the project and the location. I mean, I've spent a lot more time commuting between Santa Rosa and Sebastopol than I have, just since starting running for supervisor. And it seems like there is nonstop traffic coming into Sebastopol. It doesn't really seem to matter what time of day it was. I always assume that it'll happen, around 9 and 5, and it's literally just any time. I think it's also concerning that it does cross the trail, and as I understand, it's currently has been stopped by regional parks. So Carroll Hart has put a stop, but it's unclear, I guess, if there will be a lawsuit or what the future will hold. One thing that I'm really passionate about is making sure that agricultural land stays in agriculture. And I think that Dairyman is a great example of marketing with a veneer of agriculture instead of agriculture with a veneer of marketing. So when I sort of think about agricultural processing facilities, which is what a winery is supposed to be, that's the whole reason that we have this as a possible use permit and a possibility for utilizing these on agricultural land in the general plan. It's because the whole idea is you're actually helping a farmer make a living as a farmer. You take your raw commodity, you process it into wine, and then you sell it directly to the community. But we've really reached a point where essentially, the tail is wagging the dog rather than the dog is wagging the tail. We need to remember that these should be agricultural processing facilities. They should not be event centers. We should not have event centers on agriculturally zoned land. And I'm really committed to making sure that it's always agriculture first. And yes, you do have to do a little bit of marketing to sort of, support that agricultural activity, but not this marketing with the veneer of agriculture, where we now have proposals actually for wine tasting rooms on 1.75 acres of land, only half an acre of which is planted in wine grapes. Which I think is a great example of one of those things where you're like, this is not a primarily agricultural activity. So.